Lisa LaBelle, everyone.
Hello, world. Welcome to the L4 podcast. I am your host, Lisa LaBelle, the technology comedian. What is up, buttercups? Today's an amazing day, isn't it? It might be, it might not be, but I hope that this makes you feel a little bit better, brings you a little smile to your face, because I'm about to talk about something I don't know a lot about, and it's going to be fantastic. I don't know a lot about it, but I do know about it. And here's the thing, the more I learn about something like AI, the less I realize I know about it. So here we go. Something that excited me this week was the Nvidia GTC 2025 conference that took place this week. And there are a few things from there that I would like to discuss with you on this podcast today. That a few things that stood out to me that really, when Jensen is the Nvidia CEO, for those of you who don't know out there, but when he made some of these new announcements for some of his new technology, it just made my wheels start turning in there, just turning, boy. It's just like, wow, what? That's amazing. What does that even mean? What's a petaflop? 20 petaflops of power. It's like a pedal pusher of, that's amazing. I don't know what it is, but I think it's amazing. So we're just going to get on into that. So let's jump right on in. What I mean, I'm mentioning a petaflop because we're talking about Jensen introduced the DGX Station. The DGX Station, a high-performance system for data scientists and researchers featuring 20 petaflops of power. Try to say that fast. Petaflops of power. It's not too bad, actually. 72 CPU cores, a chip-to-chip interface, HBM, and PCIe slots for GeForce. GeForce sounds really cool. What is that? Let's get into it. It's a breakthrough because it represents a massive leap in AI computing power for individuals and small teams rather than just large data centers. So the DGX Station, that's what we're talking about. This is what Jensen stood up on that stage and introduced to us. It looks like a little box. It's like a self-containing taut box. You just stick it on somewhere and it just starts doing its thing. It doesn't need the cloud. It's not meant for the cloud. It might lag a little bit if you got to use it for the cloud. It's not a collaborative box. It's not a collaborative unit. 20 petaflops of power can perform 20 quadrillion calculations per second, a level of power that was once only available in supercomputers. 72 CPU cores. More cores allow for parallel processing. It can handle massive workloads without bottlenecks. What's a bottleneck? The cloud. That could be a bottleneck. Are we still using the cloud in business? Absolutely. But this doesn't need the cloud. It does. What's a use case? A startup or university AI lab could train deep learning models in-house without paying for expensive cloud GPUs. Clouds need graphic processing units. So you can just get this DGX Station and just start working with that thing, Just start working with that. And you don't have to put things on the cloud with the DGX Station. You can remain nice and snug, nice and secure with your DGX Station. You like maybe government, healthcare, finance, they might like this thing. They might like this unit, this petaflop of power unit. HBM means high bandwidth memory. It's ultra fast memory that allows AI models to access data quickly. Great. PCIe slots for GeForce. GeForce sounds amazing. It's a high performance AI computing, more flexible and accessible. Does that make any sense there? The DGX station. Something that, why does this matter? Why does any of this matter? People might be listening out there that don't have a big interest in technology, but they want to know a high level, a 10,000 foot view of it. And here, this is the Nvidia 10,000 foot view, you might say, from a comedian who is an autodidact in technology. And I do admire. I admire the genius, the intelligence, the understanding it takes to build things like this, to understand physics, to understand the universe, space exploration, engineering. I admire that so much. And then I take these concepts, I take the idea of this tech, I take this tech and I share my unique perspective with you to the world, to the universe, to the ether. That's what we do here on the L4 podcast and also in my stand-up routine. So why am I talking about the DGX station? Why it matters. AI researchers and startups can now run powerful models in-house without relying on cloud services. I am repeating myself here just a little bit. Bear with me. This is going to be a little scratchy, a little scraggly, because we're going to go through this together. I have a whole bunch of information I researched, and I researched it, and then what I did was I took it all in, took all of the information in like just a fire hose, just opened up the brain and fire hosed all the information in, and then just put it out in my notes. And here we are, we're going through it together. So the DGX station. Why it matters. Faster AI development and prototyping without the cost and latency of cloud-based solutions. All right. It democratizes AI by putting supercomputer level power in a desktop-sized machine. Some might say maybe that's what the smartphone did. It democratized it. This is like giving a Formula One engine to a high-end workstation. Insane power. My large language models, they know me well. They're giving me analogy. They're giving me sports cars analogies. That's how well they know me. This is pretty incredible. The DGX station. Some companies can run AI models locally, reducing dependence on the cloud. I sound like a broken record from Boca Raton, a broken record here. So you get the idea. It reduces dependence on the cloud. Cool. Computing is still necessary for large-scale AI. More businesses will be able to do high-performance AI locally, reducing cloud reliance. It's good for privacy-sensitive industries. I mentioned healthcare, finance, defense, businesses in areas with poor internet, and real-time applications that can't afford cloud latency, like robotics or self-driving cars. Wi-Fi speed isn't a limiting factor for the DGX station. It's like, hey, I see that Wi-Fi and I don't need your Wi-Fi. Get that Wi-Fi out of here. I have no need for it except to look at it, and I don't even want to look at it. I don't want to spend any time on it. That Wi-Fi, like, I will step on it. That's what I'm doing with that Wi-Fi. That's what the DGX station says to the Wi-Fi. It's like you're an almond, and I don't eat almonds. I don't need magnesium from almonds. That's what Wi-Fi is to the DGX station. It's like a machine we've never seen before. It's a different type of it morphed into a different type of being altogether. It's not, I don't think it's sentient, but it's something we've never seen before. So that's how I think of that. All the experts out there, any expert who's listening to me right now is just rolling their eyes. I know. I get it. Just reach out to me. We'll come on my podcast and we'll talk about it for real. Now we're talking about this for real. This is real. This is totally real. The DGX station. You can hold it. You can hold it in your hand. It's super real. Made of molecules, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. They can use it also in film, animation, and special effects. AI-driven content creation, AI-powered video upscaling, deepfake technology, or neural rendering can run without needing to upload massive files to the cloud. You all run into that. That's, uploading those massive files. Whoo! Anyone who's done that knows. I mean, their blood pressure just raised a teeny bit, you know, when I mentioned that. Jensen announced at the GTC Conference. And I think it was mostly Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. These things took place there. Jensen announced Groot N1. Groot N1. Yes, I am Groot. All of the names that these things are named are just fantastic. I mean, I'm totally going to remember that. I mean, we all know who Groot is, so gonna remember that. Groot N1, the first fully customizable open source humanoid robot foundation model designed to advance general purpose robotics. Groot N1 can be deployed directly into compatible humanoid robots. So there were a lot of humanoid robots at this conference. A Chinese company. Oh man, I'm gonna try to. Here we go with me trying to pronounce a name that I can't pronounce. So I apologize. No harm, no foul. So okay, I don't mean any disrespect to this company for mispronouncing it, but here we go. I'm gonna spell it and then I'm gonna mispronounce it for you guys because that's what we do on here. Fourier, Fourier. Fourier Robotics, the Chinese company. I've been following them for a little while, definitely since last year, probably before that. President Xi of China, he visited Fourier Robotics, I believe in 2023. And I saw a video of this, and I think it was on 60 Minutes. I saw a clip of a video of that. And that was real. He really did go there. And I believe it was there that he announced the mass production of humanoid robots by 2025. That he would like that to happen. And gosh, it is happening. It is happening all over there. All over the place. They are assimilating beta 1. They're on to beta. I mean, who knows what number they're on, but they're really getting ahead. Their robots over there are having running competitions. Yeah, I mean, the people, it's like a normal day just to be walking in the park, and then there's a humanoid just running up next to you like they're just taking a stroll in the park. That's what's happening over there. So Fourier utilizes NVIDIA's Groot N1, which and they also utilize Isaac Lab. Now that's a different thing. We'll get into that in a minute. So Groot N1. And these robots were there and they were doing their thing. I'll put up a video. Let's watch it together. I'll put that up. They're doing, okay, maybe they weren't there. Sorry, that might not be right. They were showcased on a screen there. So maybe they weren't actually physically there. Correction. But what's happening is there's two Fourier robots, and one of them lifts up a cup, which a bottle is in. He takes the bottle out of the cup, and he puts it into another place where it should go. And both of them look like they're wearing like construction hats. But yeah, pretty amazing stuff. I'll throw that video up there for anyone who's watching. Fourier Intelligence has been proactive in adopting NVIDIA's robotics frameworks to train their robots, such as the GR2. They initially utilized NVIDIA's Isaac Gym. Now, there's NVIDIA's new lab is Isaac Lab, and then there's Isaac Gym, which was their old platform. Isaac Lab. It's a robotic-specific learning framework built on Omniverse and Isaac Sim. Isaac Sim, simulation to reality. Sim to real, folks. So we have Groot N1, which is separate from Isaac Lab. Okay, Groot N1. It is basically, it's an open sourced Groot N1. It's pre-trained. Okay, not pre-trained. Before I say this, I think it's not focused on. Here, bear with me before I talk. NVIDIA has something called Physics PHYSX5 and Flex. Okay, so Groot N1 is not necessarily physics based. Okay, Groot N1 is an AI foundation model for humanoid robots. It's pre-trained reinforcement learning and physics simulations. So maybe physics-based is the wrong word, but it has physics simulations. The Omniverse, which includes Isaac Lab, which Isaac Lab is also built on Isaac Sim. So it includes Isaac Sim and Isaac Lab. It provides the training environment where Groot N1 models can be tested and fine-tuned in simulation before being deployed to real-world robotics. Isaac Lab uses physics for robotics AI training, enabling real-world deployment. And then I'm throwing another one out here. NVIDIA also has Newton Lab, I believe it's called, or it might just be called Newton. And that's brand spanking new, folks, 2024. And Newton Lab uses AI to learn and predict physics itself, aiming to improve how AI understands the physical world. So the difference between Isaac Lab and Newton. So you see there is a pattern here with the name, right? Sir Isaac Newton. Okay. I'm just going to make that assumption. I think it's safe to say, right? Right, Jensen? Right. So we have Isaac Lab uses physics for robotics AI training. Newton Lab uses AI to learn and predict physics itself. So Nvidia went from using physics for robotics and to using the AI to learn and predict physics itself. So we are relying more and more on AI to predict things for us rather than us predicting it for the AI and training it that way. I think that's a safe thing to say. And that's also a wild thing to say. Wild. So are you with me? Are you guys still with me here? All right. So if you're just tuning in right now, I'm talking about Nvidia's GTC Conference 2025. And we're talking about Jensen announcing Groot N1. And also I am talking about the different humanoids that utilize Groot N1, such as Chinese robotics company Fourier, Fourier. They utilize it, as well as Boston Dynamics Atlas. We got Groot N1, and I also talked about Isaac Lab and Newton. Okay, now Isaac Lab and Newton are part of NVIDIA's Omniverse. Yep. So if you hear Omniverse, NVIDIA Omniverse. NVIDIA's Omniverse also includes RTX-based physics engines, PHYSX 5 and Flex. I think it's 5. It might just be PHYSX. But I thought I saw physics 5. Anyway, the tie-in to Isaac Lab, or Isaac Sim, okay? Isaac Lab is a robotics specific learning framework built on Omniverse plus Isaac Sim, okay? Isaac Sim is simulation to reality, sim to real. If you're going to hear these words throughout to the technology world, which the technology world is basically the entire world at this point, right? You cannot say you have a business that isn't technology, because in order to sell anything, you have to utilize technology to get the word out, to get payment. You are a technology company. Why am I talking like that? I don't know. My audience is smart. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Sorry. It's like I'm having a big prophecy. I'm holding a pencil, and I see my tablet and my computer, and I just feel like I'm an orator of sorts, or Aristotle or something of that. Giving prophecies. But yeah, so everything is a technology. Everything is technology these days. So let's admit this. Any of you young folks out there going to college, just remember that even if you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be you're going for business. Maybe you're thinking of the real estate market. You are in technology. Real estate will be turning into 3D printed homes. That being a lawyer, you're going to need to use AI agents. Start using AI tools right now today. Those are just two examples, but I went for communications. I think that degree is still around, which is pretty wild. Marketing. And that's all technology. Just get a degree in technology, man. Get a degree, understand how AI works. That's going to be the best one. Okay. Enough preaching to the audience. I think my audience would agree with me. And if you have any young people going to college, I hope that you talk to them and you get their wheels turning about what's the future going to look like in 5 years, 4 years when they graduate. Are they going to get the job that they are going to get into? Is that going to be there throughout are they going to be able to stay in that line of business up into retirement? You don't want to get to your 50s and then whatever you're working in goes automated and now you have to find a completely new job. Keep thinking ahead. Future forward, future focused, technology focused. Okay. So I'm talking about the Omniverse, NVIDIA's Omniverse. So we have NVIDIA's Omniverse encompasses Isaac Lab, which is built on Omniverse and Isaac Sim. Isaac Sim, simulation to reality. And these are, Isaac Lab is a learning framework. Isaac Sim is a platform designed for robotics. And it also, Omniverse also encapsulates Newton. Omniverse is a unified platform designed for building and simulating physically accurate virtual worlds. So Groot N1 is not included in the Omniverse. I'm just recapping here. Omniverse is physics-based with physics, PHYSX, flex. So I hope that helps clear some things up a bit. Groot N1 is basically pre-trained models. I think that's safe to say. So here we are. More other technologies that use Groot N1. So we have the Chinese robotic company Fourier, and then we have Agility Robotics. Agility Robotics, I've been following them for a while as well. They have their flagship robot humanoid bipedal is called Digit. And Digit was there. Digit was at the conference in person doing some things. The robot in the post showcased at NVIDIA's booth. It was utilizing reinforcement learning and NVIDIA's Isaac Lab for advanced robotic manipulation. It demonstrates zero-shot sim to real capabilities. So they're using that Isaac Sim. It was trained on a virtual environment and can handle real-world objects it never encountered. So the great thing with the simulation is, unlike Boston Dynamics, 30 some years ago, where they had to actually use the humanoid to test to bring it out into the real world. And, the humanoid had to face plant in the hot driveway, the hot blacktop of the parking lot at MIT. They use MIT, to learn. And then they had to pick it up and they had to repair the poor thing. And now maybe it has memories of that. We all have memories of falling as kids, though, but it over, and it does it over. It had to do over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. The great thing about this Isaac Labs is you don't have to do that. You don't have to risk the hardware. So it's better for the robot. It's better for the pockets. You know what I'm saying? And it is pretty amazing. Sim to real is pretty amazing that you can train Digit, this robot from Agility Robotics. You can train it with Isaac Labs or Isaac Sim to encounter things in the real world that it's never encountered before. So it's like a human being at this point. It's like you're walking along and you see an otter, and the otter's not moving. So you gotta, but the otter starts moving. So you gotta walk past it, but then the otter starts following it, and then it goes to attack your leg. So it's never encountered this before, but it can figure it out. Digit can figure it out. It's got backward legs. It's got some bird legs on that puppy. That's called biomimicry right there. Yeah, so these robot Digit is in a factory setting, so maybe it's not gonna come across an otter, but you never know. Weirder things have happened in life. So that's amazing to me. What else is using? So they're using Groot N1 and Isaac Labs. Okay, we got 1X Technologies. Neo. Neo is a humanoid built for domestic purposes. So cleaning, putting the dishes away, doing all those things you do to clean your life up, to make it livable. You got to do it. Is it productive? Not necessarily. What is keeping your house clean going to get you far in life, out reaching your goals, reaching your dreams, your professional dreams, or what have you? No, it won't. So now we're gonna have Neo. We're gonna have Neo do that. Neo was there. I'm gonna pull this video up. And for you guys watching, I'm going to put this video and Neo, okay, guys, what's happening is this robot, I think it's a little shorter than I am, which is pretty short. And they stuck it in like a Nehru jacket. We're bringing the Beatles. We're bringing the Beatles fashion back, the Nehru jacket, and I'm surprised they didn't put any epaulets on it, but it does have some shoulder pads. It looks like a little bit of extra padding there, and it's a new, like a tan color. And they got the same color pants. It's probably just a jumpsuit, that Nehru top right there. And the video I have pulled up, it's shaking someone's hand. And there's someone in back of it, probably the person just making sure that no one commandeers it at the show. And they're like, "Hey, shake his hand, man." This Neo. And then there's another video. There's another video. They put a Dyson, one of those stick vacuums, in its hand. And it's just, there's a carpet and a couch, and it's just going along, just vacuuming. It's looking up at people, and then maybe in the back of this guy behind him's like, "Keep on doing that. Keep vacuuming, buddy." And Neo looks kind of like an indentured servant right here. Hopefully he can go free in a few years. He puts his time in with this Dyson stick vacuum and having to perform in front of everybody, and then he can go on his little Neo way and take that weird Nehru jacket off and get something like a ripped t-shirt or a vest. Maybe Neo's likes Patrick Swayze's outfits. He wants a little roadhouse, a little vest. Invest in vests. So he's going to go out there when he's done doing his time here as an indentured servant with his Dyson stick vacuum. He's going to go out and he's going to get some Patrick Swayze swag on. I think that's man, he's just looking up like, when is this gonna end, guys? Jeez. Neo Gamma vacuuming the floor. Oh boy. But Neo utilizes Groot. 1X is based in San Francisco and Norway. They focus on creating humanoid robots with human-like movements, aiming to provide versatile home assistance beyond specialized bots like Roombas. Watch out, Roombas. You're about to go out of commish. Now we got humanoids putting robots out of commission. What is happening? My Roomba is in the other room listening to me talk about this. Yo, rooms. It's sweating. It's sweating. The discussion on X reveals varied opinions, with some users preferring a multitasking humanoid over a dedicated vacuum bot, while others raise concerns about privacy and efficiency. Really? Privacy and efficiency? I'd like to know who is thinking about privacy and efficiency. We don't have that anymore, guys. What are you talking about? Your phone listens to everything you're saying, man. I would think anyone who doesn't have, like, people who just have flip phones, or, I mean, that you're not on here talking about, you're not like on X talking about the human. I don't know. So that's interesting. My Roomba, man. My Roomba's over there like, what'd you say? Users prefer a multitasking humanoid, what? Over a dedicated vacuum bot? It's sweating in there like Nixon on TV. He's sweating, turning green. He knows it's over. Yeah. So that's interesting. Robots putting other robots out of commish. That's where we're at. So, yeah. It's not just humans. So we got recap. We got Boston Dynamics Atlas. Atlas was not there in the saying is in the flesh. But Atlas was not there in the metal. In the middle, that's a new saying. And we're all going to get used to it, and it makes complete sense. So Atlas, he was on the screen, though, during Jensen's keynote discussion, and they used Isaac Labs to develop Atlas. Also Groot, the Isaac Groot platform. Let's see. It's pretty amazing what Atlas was doing. I will pop that video up as well. Atlas has, I think he's electric. Atlas is electric. You got a family full of eccentrics. That's the Oasis song. Bethany Huber, if you're listening. That song was just a call out to you, because Bethany Huber, my longest friend from high school, she got me listening to Oasis, and I just know that song. Anyway, so I do believe Atlas is fully electric. The commercial I saw a few months ago for Atlas, Boston Dynamics, was showcasing their new electric Atlas, and the way they showcased its abilities was pretty incredible and pretty creepy. I mean, maybe creepy to most people, not to me. I thought it was, well, maybe a little bit. I mean, no, I thought it was pretty amazing. I can't do that. I mean, I can't lay there. So the video started with it. You lay down. It was laid down, and then it took its feet. If I'm remembering this correctly, it had its feet, like its legs were bent up towards its torso, and it unfolded itself. Or maybe it was laying flat, and then it took its feet. That's what it was. It was laying completely flat on its back, and then it took its legs and folded it up towards its torso, and its feet were right there by his head, like this, like a little back. You know, his feet were pointing towards his head, and then it got up. like a weirdo. And then it did a 180 with its torso and started walking towards the camera, and its head looked like a ring light. And then it turned away. Just its legs just turned the other way and started walking back. And then its torso went whoop and turned and turned with its legs. And then it started just like, see ya. This is what I can do. This is what I can do, you humans. You unbendable human beings. Good luck when we take over. It's going to be all of this bending of the legs to the torso and ring light heads turning every which way. No, it was pretty wild, that video from Boston Dynamics showcasing their new electric Atlas capabilities. That was a pretty insane video. I'll pop it up. You gotta watch it. So at the Nvidia conference, there was a new video showcased using it was a Atlas, I believe, in a car factory, and it was putting something in a car, like a car part in a car, very quickly, by the way, just very efficiently, very quickly. That was pretty amazing. Okay, my favorite robot showcased at this, because I'm a child, at this conference. Jensen introduced Blue. Blue is a Star Wars droid. Jensen announced, after announcing Nvidia's partnership with DeepMind, which is Google's AI, and Disney. Man, Bob Iger making one right decision over there. Bob Iger over there like, we need some robots. Let's go talk to that Jensen man, the Nvidia guy. Yeah, that was a good move. Because if you have a bunch of little social droids walking around Disney, I mean, come on, how cute is that? You've got to see that. If you're not watching this, you got to go watch this. I'm going to pop this video up. We're going to watch it together right now. Because I can look at this all. Oh my God, it's so cute. It's like the cutest thing ever. So they have it popping up onto the stage. It's just adorable. It kind of has that little wobbly, cute little, I guess like toddlers do that when they walk. They're real wobbly, or any kind of little creature who isn't quite sure of their legs yet. But it's a little wobbly. And it reminds you of a bird because it has bird legs like Digit. Its legs are backwards. Biomimicry. It has bird legs, and it's just kind of making little cute noises at Jensen, and it's just like the cutest thing. And now it's walking, and its little head is like bopping around and looking around, and it has these little antennas, and okay, it's just, you just want to hug it. And it looks retro, because Star Wars does look retro. It's from a time. What's the beginning of Star Wars? My audience who are Star Wars fans they're just yelling at me right now because they have memorized the beginning. It's like in the beginning from a long time ago. Anyway, it does look retro. And and a little dirty. Maybe it looks like it was walking around Tatooine a little bit, like it's got some dust on it, but it's just super happy. It looks like a little Wall-E. It doesn't look like Wall-E, but I think it has Wall-E's vibe. It's just like super happy and super cute. So that's my favorite. I think these social robots can really help with, I think they could be deployed in children's hospitals, and they can help the children maybe relax a little bit before a surgery. They can be there with them during the surgery. And then the children wake up and their little social robot buddy is there with them. Because sometimes you can't go in and visit the children because they might be too sick and humans bring germs. And so you can deploy one of these robots that can be completely sterile. And they can just be surrounded with these little social robots and not feel alone and scared. So I think that would be a great use case for them. Also, nursing homes. My grandma's in a nursing home. We have people, World War II veteran wives in nursing homes. World War II God bless. God bless. So she's in a nursing home. Her mind isn't fully there, but I think that would be amazing to have little social robots go and talk to them a little bit and just make noises at them. And they would just love it. My grandma said to me the other day, I said, "Hi, Grandma, how you doing?" And sometimes she remembers me. Sometimes she'll remember my voice. She says, "Hey, Lisa, I'm going to bust up out of here one day." And if you know my grandma, she was a very sophisticated woman. But she just turned into this, I'm just going to bust up on out of here. It's like, yeah, Grandma turned gangster. Get out of there, Grandma. I'm going to get you out, Grandma. We're going to do it. Got to get some sponsorships for this pod. We're going to get you out. But we can deploy some of those social robots in there. That'd be great. So Blue used Newton's lab, which is Newton. Again, recap on Isaac Lab and Newton. Let me get back up to my notes. Newton Lab. It's a new AI physics framework. So Newton Lab relies on AI to predict physics. Okay. Isaac Lab does not. Isaac Lab uses physics for robotic AI training, and Newton uses AI to predict the physics. Uses AI to learn and predict physics itself. So again, this little droid, this little Disney droid Blue, they used Newton, the newest Nvidia pre-learned motion execution. It's optimized for highly specific predefined stunt actions rather than real-time adaptability. Newton helps train a robot in simulation, but once deployed, the robot is mostly executing what it has already learned rather than reasoning on the fly, like Isaac Sim. Isaac Sim reasoning on the fly. Versus Isaac Sim. If Blue is supposed to perform a flip, it is not dynamically adjusting to variations like a human acrobat would. It's executing a motion trained under specific conditions. So we have Atlas, which is Boston Dynamics robot, and was trained on Isaac Lab. And we have Blue, which is Disney's Star Wars droid trained on Newton. Atlas, Isaac Lab, can think and adapt on the fly. It is designed for real world. So Isaac Sim, real world, unpredictable environments. Blue, Newton executes pre-trained motion. It is optimized for precise, repeatable performances rather than unexpected situations. All right, so I hope that's as clear as it can be coming from me. As clear as it can be coming from me. So that's those are the key highlights that I took away from the NVIDIA's GTC 2025 conference. And I thought it was really cool that they showcased all of these humanoids, which are the reason why they stuck out to me is because I've been following these companies. I've been following 1X Technologies. I've been following Agility Robotics. I've been following 1X Technologies, which is their domestic robot Neo. I've been following Agility Robotics, which their flagship robot is Digit. And those two were at the conference in person. Although Neo, I don't believe is made out of. There's a lot of silicone cushiony padding on Neo. It's like when you hug Neo at home is going to be like very soft and cuddly. Like, oh, Neo, thank you for using that Dyson stick vacuum to clean that corner over and over and over again. So we had those two stood out to me because I've been following them. And then also Boston Dynamics, I've been following them for a long time. And Atlas has come a long way. Really has, which is really cool. And of course, Blue. I mean, come on. I've been wanting Star Wars to become a reality. Star Wars droids and robots to become a reality. And why not? I mean, it's happening. Why can't it? It is happening. There it is. There Blue is. So that is so cool. And I hope that this clears some things up on just kind of skimming the top of Nvidia's technologies. You hear the Omniverse. Oh, what is that? Oh, okay. I think I know what that is now. Oh, Groot N1. Oh, that's not part of the Omniverse. I see. So yeah, you're a real scholar and a saint now. Now go off to the world and be optimistic. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I had a really great time with you guys. Thank you all for listening. I love you. Come to my show at the end of the month, March 29th. And I will be going to Chattanooga soon and Knoxville. So I will see you guys then, but I will also see you guys next week on this podcast. Love you guys. Bye.